Charlie Kirk has died. Like many of you, I've been sitting around still trying to process on what exactly happened and what this means. This video isn't for hot takes. It's not for outrage or internet clout. It's simply a reflection and the respect of our current reality. As of right now, the FBI is continuing to investigate this situation. They have located what they believe is the murder weapon, which is a long gun, a bolt action rifle. You can even see now the FBI slowly starting to apply pressure by releasing bits of information to the public because they're going to need the public's help in order to figure out who exactly did this. And they're hoping that eventually this dude will make a mistake. He's going to get tired. He's going to want to eat something and stay somewhere. At some point, with this massive surveillance state we live in, I believe they will find this guy. Obviously, it appears that the gunman is a skilled marksman. He shot Charlie from over 200 yards away, which is not an easy thing to do. He did it with one bullet, which is still kind of baffling to me. And it is very obvious he meticulously planned this murder. I'm not trying to glorify this dude's marksmanship, but we need to understand who we're dealing with. The internet is doing what the internet does, with people flying out conspiracy theories without any evidence whatsoever. I've seen wild claims saying this is obviously a Mossad operation. People are claiming on the internet to know the shooter's ideology. There were some messages written on shell casings that the FBI found, but those reports are currently contradictory. And I'm not going to rush to judgment without facts. And also, people are trying to blame the shadowy deep state, saying that they had their hands tied in this. I will admit this shooting does appear very suspicious to me as far as just how perfect it was. But the truth is, we don't know everything yet. And even in the recent news conference by the FBI, they have warned that currently right now the internet is filled with Russian disinformation troll farms and Chinese disinformation troll farms. The adversaries of the United States would love to see us at each other's throats, taking advantage of this tragedy just to sow chaos and to push their own agendas. It needs to be said there has been really irresponsible statements made by our leaders. Kash Patel tweeted out that they had a guy who was suspected to be the shooter and then were forced to walk that back saying, hey, we don't know where the guy is and he's still at large. President Donald Trump, after watching his statements, were horrendous. Sorry, Trump supporters, they were bad. Blaming this guy as a left-leaning lunatic when we do not have the facts yet. Maybe Donald Trump will be proven right in the end, I don't know. But with his public address to the nation was very divisive, which is not what we need right now. I will try to give Donald Trump a little leeway because there were 2 attempts on his life and he has to put up with people constantly accusing him of being the next Hitler. But we need our leaders to step back and recognize the political danger we are in. There are other influencers who are being highly irresponsible right now. I'm not going to name names, but some of these influencers have had college speaking events, and I have witnessed this going through my own political journey, them trying to go and debate people on college campuses, people threatening them and having their events canceled. If you can't listen to someone who disagrees with you, you are very politically immature. And anyone celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, you are very politically immature, and your opinion should never be taken seriously ever again. Disagreement is not violence, and disagreement should never lead to violence. And it comes from both sides of the aisle. We've had a baseball game shooting from a Bernie Sanders supporter, and we also had a congresswoman named Gabby Giffords who was shot trying to meet her constituents. And recently we had Minnesota lawmakers targeted for political violence. It's not one side of the aisle. Donald Trump almost lost his life in Pennsylvania. We just had one of the biggest influencers ever get shot in the neck and died. And we as Americans should look at this and say this is unacceptable. We don't need to dehumanize people who we disagree with. And I truly believe at this moment, Charlie Kirk, someone who I've listened to fairly extensively at some points, agreeing and disagreeing with some of the things he has said. And even now, I keep reading comments saying that Charlie Kirk loves the Second Amendment so much, so this is kind of what he deserves, which is just an inexcusable thing to say. And even Charlie Kirk, who's looking down on us right now, would still hold his same beliefs. He would say, don't get violent, get active. This isn't about right or left, it's about being human. And can we please honor Charlie's memory, rise above the noise, and remembering real change doesn't come from a bullet. It comes at the ballot box.